So it's only about 6 hours to kick off between Mexico and South Africa, and I'm just gonna put out my World Cup predictions. And I know this is not usually what I upload, but it only happens every 4 years, so I might as well. And I'm at the Guardian website because it's free. And here are my predictions. So for Group A, I'm gonna go with Mexico top, Czech Republic second, South Korea third, and South Africa last. For Group B, I'm actually quite confident in Canada. I think they've learned a lot from 2022, which was their first ever World Cup, I believe. And it's at home, so they have an advantage. I believe the magic for Bosnia will continue, and they did beat Italy, after all. Although that's not really saying much given how bad Italy is. For Group C, I believe Morocco is actually better than Brazil here, because Brazil has been quite weak, although they're obviously a very strong team. But I don't think they've done really particularly quite well in the qualifiers. For Group D, I believe in Turkish, whatever, just Turkish magic. And they're going to surprise everyone, and they're going to top Group D because they have Paraguay, Australia, and the US, and they're very beatable for Turkey. Paraguay will finish second because they're actually quite decent. They've beaten Brazil, I think, in the qualifiers. And Australia will come third, which means I actually think that the US will come last because they're just cursed for some reason. And I know I did say that Mexico and Canada will have home 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 court advantage, home pitch advantage. So I'll just put them there. Put them in last. For Group E, Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, and Curacao. I'll keep it that way. F, I'll put Japan to be top, followed by Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia. I believe that Japan is still being underrated, and I don't understand why. They basically have nothing to lose, and I think they're gonna play like that. Group G is probably gonna play out like this. I believe it's Belgium, Iran, Egypt, and New Zealand. People kind of overrate Egypt because they have Mohamed Salah, but besides him and Marmoush, I don't really think they're very strong as a team, like team-wise. Group H, I believe Uruguay would actually go above Spain. I believe Uruguay could pull off an upset against Spain, and I need to kind of make my predictions a bit more interesting instead of just going with the usual. I believe Cape Verde will actually go above Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia are extremely weak, an extremely weak team. Not extremely weak, but they're not going to really do much against the other three. We have France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq in Group I. I believe France will top. I believe Norway will actually go second. And Senegal will be third, and Iraq will be last. Norway are really strong as of late. And it's not just Holland and Odegaard, it's all of them. Like, they've gotten better since, like, the past few years. Group J, it's quite obvious. I think Argentina will top. As for Austria, Algeria, and Jordan, I believe that Austria could be upset by Algeria. Or in terms of goal difference, I believe Algeria will just do really well against Jordan or Argentina or something. It'll be quite cagey. I feel like Argentina would destroy Austria, cause them to like lose a lot of goal difference. We have Portugal, Colombia, DR Congo, and Uzbekistan. I believe it'll actually stay in this order as recommended by the website. England, Croatia, Panama, Ghana. I'll swap Panama and Ghana around. And the third place teams to advance, I believe it will be South Korea. They'll get a result against South Africa. I believe Switzerland, because they will do really well against Qatar. Scotland, because they'll do really well against Haiti. The Ivory Coast, because they will smash Curacao. It's basically like a given, like 5 goals guaranteed. Unless Curacao can pull off the impossible, but I'm basically counting them out at this point. Egypt will go through based on the fact that there's New Zealand in their team, and I believe that they're going to kind of cut through the New Zealand defense. Senegal will do well against Iraq. Austria will do well against Jordan. And Ghana will do well to beat Panama and kind of maybe hold England and Croatia to like 0-0, 1-1 draws or something. All right, let's begin with the path to the final. So the first game would actually be Czech Republic versus Bosnia. And I believe the miracle run for Bosnia ends here. Japan against Brazil will be extremely interesting. If that happens, that will be really, really interesting. But I believe Japan will finally overcome their demons. I mean, it's still the round of 32, but I believe they can overcome Brazil. Brazil is just not a good team. They have good players, but I believe the World Cup is won by a team because I can't really think of a World Cup uh where like a team won it because of a single player. It's because of the team. Colombia versus Croatia, I think Croatia's best. Oh wait, we have to go to the other side actually. I think it's Morocco versus. Oh my god, I messed it up. It's actually Germany and Scotland after Czech Republic and Bosnia. Germany will win that for sure. After Germany, Scotland, and Czech Republic, Bosnia will have Morocco, Netherlands. I think I think the Netherlands takes that. But this is such a huge game. The round of 32. France versus Egypt. France should be easy. Where's France? There we go. Germany versus France is already gonna happen in the. Wow. The next one would be Ecuador, Norway. And I would actually back Ecuador to win this. Ecuador is very underrated, and I don't understand why people are not rating Ecuador in their predictions. Mexico, Ivory Coast. Mexico will barely win that. England versus Senegal. That is a very difficult match for England, but they will squeak through. Turkey versus Switzerland. Um, Turkey will win it. Belgium versus Korea. South Korea. Belgium will win that. Colombia versus Croatia. Colombia wins that, as I've already mentioned. Uruguay versus Algeria. It ends here for Algeria. Canada versus Austria. Canada will squeak through. Argentina versus Spain. Oh my god, round of 32 is crazy. Um, it's end of the line for Argentina, I guess. Portugal versus Ghana. Portugal wins that. Paraguay versus Iran. Paraguay will win that. And now we're down to the round of 16. And that would be the first one would actually be Germany against France. And France is going to go through there. The next one would be Czech versus Japan, I think. And that would be Japan. And then next one would be just I'm trying to go in chronological order here. 76 versus 78 would be Netherlands versus Ecuador, I think. I think Ecuador wins that. Once again, I think Ecuador is kind of underrated. Then we have the winner of Mexico versus England. England has to win that. Come on. And then we have we have versus Colombia versus Uruguay. Colombia should take that. And then winner of 81 versus 82 would be the winner of Turkey versus Belgium. I think Belgium is actually decent, but I'm not so sure about Turkey versus Belgium. But on paper, Belgium should just take that. But I really want an exciting World Cup, you know. I could really use that. So now we have Argentina. No, sorry, Spain versus Paraguay. Spain versus Paraguay. Spain should take that, and then Portugal versus Canada. It should be easy for Portugal. So now we have So now we have let's just go down the list. So France, Japan. France should win that. Colombia, Belgium. Colombia. Ecuador, England. England. Spain, Portugal. I'm backing Portugal. France, Colombia. France. England, Portugal. It's not coming home. Portugal goes through. And I believe that. Okay, Colombia, England. No one really cares. I'll just say Colombia. And France, Portugal. The winner of the World Cup, I believe, will be Portugal. Because usually the favorite of the World Cup never wins, and I think that the outright favorite right now is either France or Spain, and I don't think either of them are going to win. I believe Portugal has a really strong midfield in Vitinha and Bruno and whoever else. I forgot the other one. And I believe they're going to win the World Cup. And it's not going to be due to Ronaldo. He's not going to really play that many minutes, but I feel like the script is right there, and it's just so obvious. I mean, like, have you seen Trump and Ronaldo in the fucking White House? Anyway, that's gonna be all, and I hope these. I don't necessarily hope that these predictions are true, but I hope you enjoyed, and let's see what happens.